Hi, Pooks.
Like promise. Oh, I lit my rings. Ooh.
Avi, where's your gay? You need to find your gay.
C'est une chanson qui nous ressemble. Toi tu m'aimais et je t'aimais.
Vaseline. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So you're gonna be doing my makeup with me while I talk about a few things. I am a little bit sick, and I want to lie and say that's like part of the reason why I didn't post last Sunday, because I think I mentioned somewhere that I'm gonna start posting on Sundays, and a whole bunch, well, not a whole bunch, it was like 5 people that asked me why I didn't post last Sunday, and I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. I'm sorry, y'all. Today we're gonna be talking about the art of vulnerability. I'm very passionate about this topic as of late because I think I grew up a very, it's so sad to say, but like typical Black household where you are provided for like financially and you have food to eat, you have a roof over your head, you go to school, but you never really receive any like emotional stability, support, and just in general being seen as an emotional being inside my household was never a thing. So I struggled a lot with not necessarily opening up but being vulnerable, and I had to learn the difference actually in the last year. I was in a relationship that was very emotionally intense. So it's the one thing that I am grateful for within that relationship is that it pushed me to be vulnerable and to know the difference between opening up and being vulnerable, because I've always been such a open person. I'm a very open person, but I've never been vulnerable. I think a lot of the things that I tell people about my life, one would assume, oh my gosh, Lati's being like very vulnerable right now. Oh my god. And most of the time it's not the case. I am an oversharer, and I tend to overshare on things that I don't care that anyone knows. So I don't feel vulnerable. It's not uncomfortable. And I'm not saying that all vulnerability has to be uncomfortable. I think in my experience it has been, because of what kind of childhood I had. So I had to learn through a lot of, introspection and just looking inwards in general, how to be vulnerable, and the fact that like you can't have any successful relationships, romantic or platonic or familial, without a sense of vulnerability, and just like in general, like feeling like it is a safe space to be vulnerable. And I think something that I struggle with a lot is expressing my emotions in general. But the one thing that I really hate, that is a subsection of that, is the fact that like I really, really struggle to cry. I'm not a crier. I've always grown up as like the therapist friend, the therapist girlfriend. Man, I don't even have that fucking degree. But growing up, I was that kind of person. And I was the kind of person that like tended to pay attention to other people's emotions rather than my own, and just my own emotional and like heart space in general. Like I never really checked up on myself. And a part of that, type of healing, a part of that like feeling in general, like involves crying. And since that was something that I really struggled with, I had to work really hard, not necessarily to like be able to cry, because it's not like I wasn't able to cry. I was just like such a push it down and keep it moving type of person, but that's not sustainable. And I think over the past year I realized like that my emotional health is actually really important, especially as like a spiritual person. I've been crying a lot more often, right? I think I at the beginning of the year, as a part of my list of intentions, being more emotionally there for myself was like a part of that list. And I feel really proud of myself and like how far I've come when it does come to that. Because guys, when I tell you, I think over the last like 2 months, I have cried more than I have my entire life. And it's been such a freeing experience. And I think I was having a conversation with one of my best friends, and how like we are kind of the same person. We find it really hard to be emotionally vulnerable and just lay our hearts out in general. And they have been the only like person I think in my life that I felt so understood by, because we were so similar. They really have given me like that space to be myself, first of all, because through this journey of life, Bazalwane, of realizing the importance in nurturing my own emotional health, I think the number one thing that I have realized, that as much as like I've been this very strong, very tough person, I tend to compartmentalize my emotions, and it's obviously has not done me any justice or any good. But I think the space that my best friend has created for me is like, first of all, I can truly be myself. And something that I have realized, sorry, I keep getting distracted because it's genuinely so difficult to do makeup and speak at the same time, guys. But I felt like it would be too awkward to like just speak. I don't know. Anyways, my best friend has created a space for me to be myself, and a part of that, a part of who I am, what I've realized, is that I'm very emotional. I am such a feeler, guys. When I tell you like the past 2 months I've done nothing but cry, and like productive crying, but like it's been such a rude awakening because I've always been like this kind of person that doesn't necessarily do that. And now that I am, it's been very scary. I cry over everything, and everything is like an exaggeration, because to me like the act of crying is just a lot. Guys, it's so exhausting. It's great, but very exhausting. But like I feel like I cry over everything, guys. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when something is cute. I cry. I just cry. But I think more than that, I've truly like gotten to appreciate softness this year, I think, because of that, like embracing the act of crying and the art of vulnerability. I feel like I've been given the chance to be soft within my relationships, because I used to be this very tough person. I don't ask for help, and I still struggle to ask for help. But like, I don't know, I think nowadays, because I have been working on that vulnerability as opposed to just opening up, the one thing that I have learned through vulnerability and embracing it is how much, or not how much, how important it is to allow myself to be soft. And I've always been the kind of person that has wanted. I'm a very, like, I love love, guys. Like, romantic love, oh my gosh, all for it, can I tell you? And I've always been such a huge advocate of, like, I will never tolerate a partner that does not treat me gently and softly as much as I have put out the perception that I am this hard person. I think, obviously, the more that you get to know someone, or the more that someone would get to know me, they would see, like, I am a very gentle and soft person, and I got yes, I'm so emotional. It's like this. I'm disgustingly emotional, and I'm saying disgustingly because, like, I think it feels like I've lived all my life shutting down and shutting out and just pushing away the side of myself that does crave softness and gentleness when it comes to my emotions, because of how delicate I am in that. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. But anyways, in conclusion, I am very grateful to have taken the step towards being intentional with my vulnerability and being soft and gentle with myself, because that's what I deserve, you know? And because I am this huge advocate of a soft and gentle, romantic, platonic love, I think I'm learning to give that to myself a little bit more. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it's been so hard, guys. I think I'm really grateful to have, like, a partner that does hold me emotionally accountable, especially when it comes to being kind to myself, and just, like, encourages me to pour into myself the way that I pour into others. Because, wow, it's a lot, can I tell you? But it's been scary. And if you are the kind of person that has grown up like that, you know, grow up too fast, very, like, you don't have a chance to slow down and be there for yourself, I think that it's something that you should prioritize. It's something that I'm learning to prioritize. And I think there's a lot of misconception, something that I've been struggling with also. There's a lot of misconception around, like, the healing journey and whatnot. And I think I have been healing ever since I knew that it was a thing. And that's been, like, what, ever since I was 14 years old. And that's crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? That is, like, I remember being 14, guys, and, like, intentionally embarking on my healing journey because of how hard life has been up until that point, which is crazy to think about because I was only 14 years old. But I think within the healing journey space, a lot of what we see on social media and stuff like that is like, oh, I'm doing this, this, and this. Like, I'm telling you this right now, right? Like, me making a video on being vulnerable, you would think that I have mastered it and that I've moved past it and stuff like that. But I'm constantly having difficult days where it's like, I need to be reminded, like, hey, babe, this is what we're working towards. This is what we deserve. And I'm such an overthinker. So, like, I low-key spiral in my head. And I have to bring myself back down to earth and be like, you made an intention to be kinder to yourself and to be nicer to yourself. Why would you think 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And it's been hard. It's been extremely challenging, guys. Wow. I think it's one of the most challenging things that I've had to do in my healing journey. Being nicer to myself, you know? And it's so basic, and it's like the smallest thing that you can do for yourself. But clearly, it's so difficult. But it's been very rewarding, I think. It's been very rewarding because it also overlaps into, like, my spirituality, and that in itself has just been a very difficult, mind-boggling thing that has happened to me. But it's been rewarding, and I'm grateful that, like, I have made such a space for myself. I'm still making such a space for myself because it's not something that happens, like, overnight. I forgot about the makeup. It's not something that happens overnight, but I am very, very extremely grateful. I think, especially as, I almost said black woman, but like, guys, I have such a love-hate relationship with being called a black woman because, duh, but like, non-binary. On that note, actually, let's talk about it. So I am non-binary and obviously very feminine presenting majority of the time. I've been feeling a lot when it came to that. And it's part of this vulnerability chat, to be fair, because when I came out as non-binary, I think I was 16, about to turn 17 years old. Now I'm 20. So it's been 3 years, maybe 4. And I still get people in my life that have been with me through a lot and even like knew me before I came out as non-binary that like are near and dear to me, but still don't respect my pronouns. And I wrote a poem about it in class the other day. I was just like, I just got triggered. And backstory, right? So when I first came out as non-binary, I was very, very strict on like, guys, my pronouns are they, them, and that's it. If you call me something else, you don't respect me, you don't see me, therefore you're cut off. And imagine 16-year-old me. I was an angry black babe. So imagine, right? And as the years have gone on, I think I have given myself the illusion that I care less and less about the fact that people misgender me all the time. And I think I have cared a lot less because my gender identity journey has been very personal. So I don't expect anyone else to understand, you know? And I think I made the decision of like in matric. So I was 18 and I was like, you know what, man? It's fine if people misgender me because I think that my pronouns are personal and it's more for me than for anyone else. Obviously, it would be very nice for people to respect them by using them or using the right ones. And that doesn't happen actually, almost at all. I can count on one hand the people that actually use my correct pronouns. And I think it's quite hurtful. And I've met some people this year that have encouraged me to correct people because I'm feminine. Like I can't have a lot of expectations, can I? Because you lot are not going to respect me either way, are you? I'm joking, some of you, but because I present this way majority of the time and because of the queer space and all the stereotypes and labels, I think being non-binary is associated with outwardly presenting yourself as androgynous. And I think it's so painful and hurtful to people like me who are not that. I'm not androgynous. I dress like a little boy sometimes, but I look like a little skater boy, guys. It's not cute. It is kind of cute, I won't lie. But it's not like, the other people that would be respected for their gender identity. And it's been quite hurtful. But I think I'm mustering up the courage, to start correcting people on my pronouns again, because it has been very hurtful, especially when it comes from people that know you the most and the longest and the people that you've been very intimate with. I think every single romantic partner that I've ever been with, I think except one, has misgendered me, like constantly. And it's been such a hurtful experience because I've only dated other non-binary people. You know what? Like, do you know how crazy that is? Do you know? Anyways, it just makes me sad. But I think I'm mustering up the courage to start correcting people again, because I have met people this year, or I've yeah, I've met quite a few people this year that have encouraged me to do so. You know, because guys, like every single time someone refers to me as she or her, you can see my heart drop to my bones. And you can see it on my face, or like if you look very closely, you can see it in my eye. Like I cringe a little bit because I don't know who you're talking about, but like I do, and it's me, and I have to respond. But it's like, oh damn. I think in the poem that I wrote on being non-binary and being Lati, who is quite feminine, I wrote like, every single time someone refers to me as she or her, I cringe, obviously. And it's just like a little pinch to my heart, and it's a reminder that they do not see me. And I think when that happens with people that you are the closest to, that you are intimate with, it is quite hurtful. And I think I decided to make it a point, like literally earlier this week, to start correcting people on my pronouns, because I don't want to build resentment against anyone. I'm very cautious when it comes to that. I'm actually so scared to build resentment towards someone, and specifically towards people that I really, really care about, because I didn't inform them of how certain things make me feel. And that's a part of a vulnerability thing, you know? I have to let people know when stuff makes me uncomfortable. I'm not a she, her. Not in the slightest. So stop. Thanks. But yeah. I think 2024 has been quite healing and eye-opening. I am very grateful for the people that I have met. I am very grateful for the people that I walked away from, because at the end of the day, like, no matter what like anyone did to me, it was at some point something that I chose to be in. And I would like to think of myself as a very intentional person when it comes to interpersonal relationships. So I can never regret or be regretful of loving, because I am love. Yeah, guys. It's giving that future sound. Life is good. Yo. Time I'm fighting for my life, but it's fine. I hate how this makeup looks. I won't lie to you, but it's fine. That's me on vulnerability. I am now about to head out to buy my partner some flowers, because they deserve some flowers. Oh my gosh, they deserve some flowers. Yeah. Mwah.